the superior race. Grab your coffee cups and let's watch this supreme being try to weasel his way out of explaining what DEI is, although he says he knows what DEI is. Let me set this up for you. This is a former employee of Doge. I don't know if he's still currently working for Doge, but he is doing a deposition. And during that deposition, he's asked, what is DEI? Because his job is to cut federal funding to programs that relate to DEI. Okay? Let's watch.
So DEI would have been one kind of guidepost for the grants to terminate?
Yeah.
Okay. How do you interpret DEI?
There was, the EO explicitly laid out the details. I don't remember it off the top of my head.
It's okay. I'm asking for your understanding of it.
Yeah. My understanding was exactly what was written in the EO.
Okay. So can you...
I don't remember what was in the EO.
So right now, do you have an understanding of what DEI is?
Yeah.
Okay. So what's your understanding as you sit here today in this deposition?
Well, it was exactly what was written in the EO. And so anytime that we would look at a grant through the lens of complying with an executive order, we would just refer back to the EO and assess if this grant had relation to it.
Okay. But I guess I'm stepping back from your methodology strictly in terminating the grants. Do you have an understanding as you sit here today of what DEI means?
Yeah.
Okay. So what's your understanding of what it means?
Well, it is exactly what was written in the EO.
Okay, so...
and I don't have the EO in front of me, but that was, we would always reference back to the EO and make sure that this grant was in compliance with the EO.
I understand that. Okay, but I'm not asking necessarily about what was in the EO. I'm asking very specifically about your present understanding of what, of DEI. Do you have a present understanding of DEI?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you explain what that present understanding is?
Well, it is just easier for me to be referencing back to the EO.
Are you refusing to answer the question?
I'm not refusing to answer the question.
Okay.
I just feel that referencing back to the verbatim executive order was the best way for us to capture all of the DEI language. And so I think giving a high-level overview of what I could relay as DEI is not going to do justice what was written in the EO.
And that's okay. We can look at the EO as well.
Great.
I'm asking you for, I mean, this is a deposition. I'm asking you questions. You're under oath, and you're required to answer them. So what is your understanding of what DEI means?
Well, I think I would say, again, that I would go back to the EO to make sure I'm capturing enough. I don't feel comfortable saying a high-level overview because it is such a big bucket, and there's just a lot of pieces of the puzzle.
What's a part of the bucket?
Gender fluidity, sort of promoting, promoting subsets of LGBTQ plus that might alienate another part of a community. Again, it was just easier for us to reference back into the EO.
Okay, so...
And I don't want to give you a broad overview because it's like, at the end of the day, it is capturing, it is all encompassing in the EO. It's how we did our methodology.
Right. Do you always refer to EOs to gain an understanding of words used in your typical daily vernacular?
Objection.
What do you mean?
You say that you have an understanding of what DEI means, and when I ask you, you say you need to reference the EO. Do you need to reference EOs to define every word you use in your everyday life?
Objection.
No.
Okay, so what's stopping you from defining DEI to your understanding as you sit here today on January 28th, 2026?
it wouldn't be capturing enough of how big the topic is. DEI is a very broad structure. And giving my limited recall of what's included is just not...
Okay, I understand.
They don't know what DEI means. And the reason why they don't know what it means is because they don't use the term for what it's intended to be used for. They use it as a slur. They did the same thing with woke. To them, DEI means black. Woke means black. They don't understand what the term woke means, which simply means being aware of what's going on politically and socially around you. They don't know that DEI simply means people, all people, having fair access to spaces like jobs, schools, leadership. And once they have access to those spaces, they are given the tools necessary. If it's a job, they have the tools necessary to succeed in that job. Whether you're a woman, man, disabled, white, black, if a job opportunity becomes available, we all should have access to that job opportunity. Let's say a disabled person gets the job. You want to make sure that disabled person has all of the tools necessary to be successful in that job. What a disabled person needs in order to be successful is different from an able-bodied person who would be in the same job to be successful, right? So if the disabled person needs a special type of keyboard or a special phone or a special headset, you need to make sure that they have those tools necessary in order to be successful. And once everybody has the same opportunities and same access, and once they get into that space, their voices need to be heard and taken seriously once they're in that space. Diversity, equity, and inclusion. But I found another clip to this deposition. Let's watch it, shall we?
Do you agree with ChatGPT's assessment here that a documentary is DEI if it explores historical events that significantly impacted Black civil rights?
Yes.
Okay. Why would that be DEI?
It's focused on a singular race. It is not for the benefit of humankind. It is focused on a specific group or a specific race, here being Black.
Why would learning about anti-Black violence not be to the benefit of humankind?
Objection.
That's not what I'm saying.
Okay, then what are you saying?
I'm saying it relates to diversity, equity, and inclusion.
You said it's not to the benefit of humankind, right?
Is that what I said?
Yeah. Could you read back the witness's response about benefits to humankind?
Question, why would that be DEI? Answer, it's focusing on a singular race. It is not for the benefit of humankind. It is focused on a specific group or a specific race, here being Black.
So, what do you mean by not for the benefit of humankind?
That's a very subjective the way that I phrased it there wasn't exactly what I meant. It is focused on a specific...
The superior race.